everyone, Dana here with Love Sola Flowers. We are going to do a spring summer thing today, and I have already started it because I wanted to use a lot of fillers, and I know that could take a long time, so I wanted to get my flowers down, but I'll go through the whole process and then we'll add fillers, which is really fun. And I'm going to teach you kind of real fast how to make a lilac, and I tried it today. It was super easy. And I think it looks pretty good. So I'm going to show you how to do that. I wait for some more of you to show up and we will get started. So we are also offering those of you who are tuning in tonight, watching us, a special coupon code, and it's going to be for 55% off Sola Wood Flowers. It's just not going to include the Fifth Avenue like usual. So you're going to use the code LIVE55. Okay, so you're going to go to lovesolaflowers.com, and you can put all the Sola flowers in your cart, and you're going to use the coupon code LIVE55 to get 55% off. Again, that excludes just the Fifth Avenue. So, and I think the flowers that I've used in our craft today, I don't think any of them are Fifth Avenue. So all the ones that I used in my craft today would be 55% off. Okay, so if you're just tuning in, there's a special sale for all of you who are watching us live tonight. Code is LIVE55, 55% off the regular Sola Wood Flowers, just not the Fifth Avenue, and that's at lovesolaflowers.com. Okay, all right, so let's get started. I am making something for my front door. I make a lot of wreaths. Wreaths are very popular. But I wanted to do something a little bit different, something flat against my door, but maybe a different shape for the spring/summer. So let me show you what it is. Again, I've already got flowers down, but I'm going to walk through the process. But it's a basket, and it's flat. Okay, again, I just have my flowers down. We've done no fillers, okay? So all I did was I put moss on this flat, see, it's completely flat basket, and I just literally put some moss down the side, and I just went ahead and I glued directly right onto it, not doing anything else, but I did hot glue the flowers. I like it always to kind of cascade from one side to the other, and I did that already, but we're going to do all the fillers together. But I am going to show you a quick little show on how I made my lilac, and I made it from the large hydrangea. Let me show you what that looks like. I see a bunch more tuning in, guys. If you read the pin post at the bottom of this live, you'll see we're having a special discount just for those of you who are tuning in live. The code is LIVE55. It's 55% off all Sola Wood Flowers, excluding Fifth Avenue. Okay, so this is the large hydrangea. See? Okay, and when you take it apart, like unpeel it, you will have little blossoms on a wire. Okay, so I took apart an entire hydrangea. All the little blossoms are separate. Okay, and then this is all I did. So I put it together first, and then I dyed it. Okay, so again, right now I made this kind of lilac looking flower here out of the hydrangea. So what I did, I actually took my very top one and I peeled back just the outer layer of petals, just because a lilac has a very narrow like top. Okay, and then I made that my tippy top, and then basically you're just going to take your little blooms and you're going to start to build down in a cone shape. So I did a couple layers. Okay, so let's see how it's going to be. And you would just keep going around and around, and then you use floral tape to do the wires. Okay, so let's just make believe that I had done a whole big layer. Let me show it to you again next to it. Okay, and then what I did is, after I did all the blooms, so I made sure that I secured all of my blossoms first, and I dipped them in a very, very light purple, all the way in, all the way down to my very top. Then I added a little bit dark purple into that very light purple, and I dipped it halfway and left the bottom ones the lightest color. The rest of it was just a little bit darker. And then I hand painted with, while it was wet, after I dipped the light purple, it was soaking wet, obviously, because I had dipped it. And I just took my darkest purple with a paintbrush, and the darkest purple was watered down as well. And I just touched the tips of the top ones with a little darker. And a real lilac, because I actually had real lilacs, which is why I painted it this way, got less and less dark. It was kind of like the buds are darker and they're usually at top, on the top. So then I just kind of faded out my hand painting, okay? So I did add my lilac to the project. Again, we've done no fillers yet. So this is what it looks like pre-filler. I used an eclipse with a thistle because I thought that was really cute to add into this kind of spring summery look. I like to use a nice big flower as like a centerpiece there. So my lilac and my eclipse I have kind of up here to draw like the attention right in this area. So when it's hanging, that's kind of where I wanted it. Some jazzies, star, some bellies, dahlia, and a couple other styles in there all mixed up. Hey! So I used obviously spring and summer colors, and I'm going to use spring and summer color fillers as well. So I'm so excited. I know that it's like pretty with all the colors, but like fillers, you're going to see, like screenshot this right now and then see what it looks like after you add all these really beautiful fillers. You're going to be amazed how different it looks when you use filler. If you are afraid of using filler, don't be afraid, because it changes your project totally. So again, screenshot it before and after, because you're going to see how much our spring and summer colored fillers are going to change this project. Again, we are doing a sale just for those of you tuning in live. It's live55 is the coupon code. It'll get you 55% off the Solo Wood Flowers, excluding Fifth Avenue, and the link is at the bottom for lovesoloflowers.com. Okay, so there we go. I just hot glued it. I put some moss going in that diagonal. I just glued my flowers on. I use a lot of glue. And then I showed you guys how to form that lilac. And then also, when you dip dye it and it's all wet, and after you hand painted it, you can squeeze these tighter so that the top looks like they haven't opened yet, because a real lilac has more like that bud on the top. So squeeze those nice and tight and then let them kind of open up as you go down. Okay, all right. So let's get to filler. So I'm gonna start with like my bigger kind of fillers, like greens and things like that. So I'm gonna use a little bit. I made a lilac, Pamela, see? Okay, so I'm gonna use a little bit of the willow eucalyptus here. I don't want a lot of leafy green. I'm just gonna poke a few pieces in there. I want it to be more of my spring and summery kind of greenery in here, so we're gonna do that. Make sure my gun is hot. Okay, so let's see. I want it to kind of come out here. Again, I want my focus to be where that lilac is. I mean, I spent a lot of time doing it. I thought I might as well let that be my focus, which is also why I put that eclipse, the closed eclipse there, because it's such a beautiful big flower with a thistle in it. So I put that next to it. Okay. All right. So I have some, yeah, so it's the large hydrangea, and I separated it into blossoms and I rebuilt them. I used floral tape to rebuild the shape, and then I hand painted them to look like a lilac. You guys can watch the beginning of the video once we share this if you missed that. But basically for this part, all I've done was I put moss down and my flowers. So we're gonna do the filler part together. And again, only for you guys watching live, you get 55% off using the code LIVE55. Special for you guys joining us. Okay, let me just see where I want this greenery to go, which angle. Okay, alrighty. So I don't want a lot of this leafy green because I want it very kind of soft and springy and summery. Because I like to use, like, I don't do a lot of changing of my wreaths on the front door, so I like them to kind of last a while. And I will spray this too because it's going outside. Glue, sorry. I will spray it with a polyacrylic clear spray coat in order to protect it as well. Okay, so I'm going to use my Eco Note. Let me get my scissors here. Be careful with these because they are a little thorny. So I'm just going to cut a few off. I love the color of these. It's one of my favorite fillers. Really gives a pop of color. Hey, Lori, miss you too. Miss everybody. This took a while to get used to kind of new life here, but we are doing good. I'm gonna add these Eco Nopes a couple different places. Maybe I'll put them where my greenery is so it kind of looks like it's coming out of that. And I'm just hot gluing. I think I'm gonna put one up by my lilac again. I'm trying to keep all my nice colors and specialty flowers up kind of by the lilac for that to be kind of where it draws the eye. And yes, these are very prickly. So just be careful when you're pushing it in. Okay. Okay, so I added some Eco Nopes. You can see that. Again, this is just a flat basket. I think I actually got this at a thrift shop. But I like this kind of thing for my door because, you know, I get tired of just a wreath. But these are also nice Mother's Day gifts because sometimes you want to give gifts or you want to make gifts to sell on your website for Mother's Day. And like inside your house, you don't always have space for this kind of stuff. But like everybody has a front door and everybody switches their front door things. So, wait, you went too fast. Hold on. Do you know if the pink bottom are back in stock? Pink bottom? I'm not sure what that means. Hold on. I missed beginning. Anyone know where she got the cute basket? Jennifer, I think I got it at a thrift shop. I don't know what pink bottom. I'm not sure what that means. So tell me what that means and then I'll answer you. Okay, so yeah, so anyway, the front door. Everybody has a front door. Everyone likes to switch all that out all the time. So these are really good gifts for things like Mother's Day as well. Because again, like sometimes moms don't, you know, want to like be mean, but they don't really want to like fill their house with the same things over and over again. So, so a front door piece is kind of the answer. Okay, so I have the Eco Nopes. Got them here. Now I'm going to buttons. Oh, okay, I was like, what are buttons? I am not sure about colors and you know, inventory or all that, but if you do love something on our site, you could always sign up for the notification to be notified through email when things come back in stock. Okay? All right, next I'm going to use my, let's do Caspia next, okay? So I love this bright. I think this is called the magenta on the, I think it's what it's called on the website. A couple of the colors are kind of similar and I love this bright one for the summer and the spring. And so I'm gonna break off a couple pieces. Look how nice and full this is. It's beautiful. And I think this will make a nice pop in our project. Again, I just used a bunch of different colors because I really wanted it just to look like, you know, a spring and summer field of colors. So, all right. Again, I always want to kind of bring attention to where this lilac I made is, because that is where the I want the eye to be drawn. So that's again why I put this big nice eclipse there too. And so I want to make sure that all my fillers kind of point to that. And I'm just gonna fill here with this really pretty Caspia. and we got this going on. I do see some more people just had jumped on, so if you haven't looked at the link below that's pinned on our website, lovesolaflowers.com, for just those of you who have tuned in live, you can get 50% off of the Sola flowers, which is a great deal. It just excludes the 5th Avenue. If you don't have hydrangea and you're wanting to make the lilac, it's called large hydrangea. There are 2 hydrangeas. So this is the large hydrangea. It has a lot of blooms on it. I do a lot of deconstructing of the hydrangea just because it's pretty big. And even if I'm going to use it as a hydrangea, sometimes I put it in half. But also it's good for like little parts of boutonnieres. It's good for headpieces and crowns. So it's always good to have a hydrangea in your inventory for all different reasons, actually. Okay, so let me put, and again, I'm really just mixing, matching all of these kind of spring and summery colors. Again, if you are just tuning in, go back in the video and go watch what it looks like completely without filler. And you can see how much filler really brings pieces to life. We do have a filler tab to make it easier for you to find your greens and such. All right, I'm gonna do one more little piece because I just love this color. So I'm gonna do this nice and bright. All right, so that was my Caspia. Okay, but I have so many fillers I'm gonna use today because I'm obsessed with colorful fillers. Let me see if I'm gonna turn down this light just a little bit because my colors are hard to see with it so bright. My lighting kind of changed from when I started. Let me see if it's better if you just see it with natural. I think it's better with just the natural right now. Yeah, I think colors are a little truer. Thanks. Okay. Alrighty, next up. This is called Candy Tuft, and this is the purple. It's strong, so you might need to use your clippers, but I'm going to tuck this in the same way as I did the Caspia. This is actually very close to the color that I used for my lilac. And I'm just going to find little gaps to use there. And again, if you're just joining us, please look at the pinned post on our website, lovesolaflowers.com. You can get 55% off regular Sola flowers, excludes 5th Avenue, but the code is LIVE55, just for those of you who are tuning in to watch us tonight. But these are such fun colors. It's a mixture of colors for the flowers, but I also wanted to do the same amount of mixtures in my fillers as well. All right, so I've kind of got my purples and pinks down. I want to make sure that whenever you're looking at your thing, make sure you're balanced, make sure your color is spread evenly. I think I want to just put a little bit over here, and then we'll move on to our next filler. And again, go back to the beginning of this video if you've not seen the beginning, just to see what this looked like before filler, and also to see how to make that lilac out of the hydrangea. All right, I'm going to put Candy Tuft one more spot next to my lilac. And then, yes. Okay, I think I'm done with the purple now. So as you can see, I added that in there. And I'm gonna move on to this green star flower filler. And I'm just gonna make some bundles, and I glue them in as bundles. So I just break it off and I keep it as a little bundle. And I wanted to use this brighter green because I'm keeping things very springy and summery. And so I didn't want anything muted really. So I put glue at the bottom, and then I'm just gonna tuck it in as a bundle. And this really brings some life. This green is really pretty. Again, if you're shopping right now, the code to check out with the 55% off is LIVE55. That rhymes, and I just realized that. Okay, let's tuck this in a couple different places. This bright green is going to be the greenery of the piece, basically. Because I didn't want too many like leafy things, because I wanted it more like a wildflower field. Careful to not burn yourselves when you do these little bundles. Sometimes your fingers get stuck in there. So just be careful while you're ripping in, gluing here, to not let it drip down on you. Okay. I need some in the middle, and then I'm going to move up to the top area. Again, you want to make sure you're looking at your overall piece at all times and making sure that your colors are constantly being balanced, that you don't have like heavy one color on one side. Doesn't have to be symmetrical. In fact, I don't really like symmetrical. I do like a wild lick, but you don't need to do it symmetrical to be balanced. Okay, I think I'm going to put some yellow buttons there. So, all right, I think I just need a little green in the middle, and then we're done with this. If you have any questions, let me know. Again, this is going to be for my door, because I wanted something a little different than a wreath for this summer. So I found this at a thrift shop and thought it'd be cute to decorate. Okay, so that's with the green. So see how each layer we do, and again, I always do one greenery and one filler at a time, because I want to make sure that I can balance where I put it. And so you see how like each color, each layer, it becomes like another level. Okay, next up is my pink star flower filler, and then I have yellow buttons, and then I am done. And again, we did the lilac at the beginning of the video with a deconstructed hydrangea. Super simple to do. I like it to look like a little garden. And again, if it's going outside, you don't want it in the direct elements, but you also can seal it just to give it a little bit more, even when it's under a porch or something like that. You still want to give it a little seal. Okay, I see a question. Do you, yes. Oh, Jennifer, I just said that. It's so funny. I didn't even see your question and I answered it. Yes, so I use a polyacrylic sealant spray to do that. All right, so see where I want pink, and then we move on to yellow, and then we're done. How easy is that? Of course, I did the flowers ahead of time, and all I did was I glued down moss, and then I glued the flowers directly on it. So I didn't do anything like special to it before you got on. Hi, Deanna. I want it to look like a spring and summer garden here. Let's see if I want pink anywhere else. Get rid of my glue strings. Anybody who's new to Sola and gets all those glue strings over everything, if you just use the hot setting of your hair dryer, you blow dry it and it makes like them disappear. It dissolves them into air. Okay, so there, again, we added another layer of color. And then the yellow buttons are going to be my very last filler. And then we're done. And then I'll just recap on the sale and a little bit about what we talked about at the beginning. Okay, so these are the yellow buttons. I'm gonna do the same thing as I've done with the others. I break a little bundle off. I'm gonna put some glue. Again, watch your hand. With these little bundles, it is very hard to not burn yourself, but a lot of us are so used to burning ourselves that it doesn't really matter. But just be careful with these bundles because it really can hurt. Okay, let me put some down here at the bottom. I use a fair amount of glue, especially because it's going to go on the door and, you know, it could be windy. I want to put some of these up by my lilac, okay, so that we have that competing color so that there's some contrast so that it pops. And plus I want, again, that to be nice and full because I want that to be where the eye is drawn. Put some over here. And again, I always do one filler at a time because then I can really see to make sure that I've been balanced where I'm putting it. I know, I love these bright colors. I mean, I'm definitely a color person myself, but I do love the neutrals too. So like, I'm very torn, but either way, no matter what I do, if I'm doing color or not, I always use a bunch of different types of fillers to give it that texture and like all the feeling of different fillers gives it that, like even in a neutral color scheme, it gives it life and texture and all that kind of stuff. And even the different shades of greens bring it to special stuff. So, all right, I'm gonna do a couple more of these and then we're done. Okay, and then I'll just do a quick recap. And again, if you just tuned in, you're definitely gonna wanna go and see what it looked like beforehand without all these fillers. I think I wanna just add a little purple over in this side here. By this green. Okay. All right, I'm gonna hold it up for you guys to see. I will take a good picture. It's dark outside here. When I turn the light on too much, you can't see it at all. So thanks, Dana. I had a bunch of these flowers dyed in spring colors and I was like, I just want to use all of them. So I did, I used all of them. And then I just took all of my colored, spring and summer colored fillers. Let me just pull a little bit of this glue off so you can see it a little bit better. Okay, let me hold it up again. And again, I made this lilac today, and I like it for this too because it goes up the side a little bit. So that's a nice shape and it's like a nice big filler. Okay. And that was just made with the large hydrangea, deconstructed, and then reconstructed, and then hand painted, dipped and then hand painted. Okay. And maybe we could do that in the group, in our community group. Maybe I'll make a whole one in front of you if you feel like you need to see it completely in action. But I think if you see it this way, you'll be able to replicate it that way. Okay. So I used floral tape to reconstruct it. All right. So if you are watching and you want to take advantage of the sale, it's live 55 and it's only for tonight. It's just for you viewers who are tuned in. So live 55 gets you 55% off of the regular solo wood flowers. It excludes Fifth Avenue, but that way you can get your sale in for the night if you're needing that. Okay, so I'm gonna put this on my door. Again, you can seal it with a polyacrylic spray. You can go on, there's like a bunch of different kinds, like on Home Depot, and see all the different types of sealants. It doesn't really matter. I just do polyacrylic because I'm used to using it. And so this little spring summer garden is gonna go on my door. Again, this is great for like a Mother's Day gift because you not have to find a spot for it in your house. Although some people might want to hang it in their house on the inside, but it's also nice to give gifts that are on the door. Because first of all, it's good marketing because they'll say, hey, look, this person gave it to me. But also because everyone has a front door, and we always change those out, so it's, you know, never for wasting. So, okay, so we will see you soon. Probably do another tutorial next week. If you feel like you need me to show you how to make the lilac, you can comment on this video, and if we have enough people who really need to see it, maybe I could do it in the group, or maybe here another day. So, okay, all right, so go use your coupon code. It only lasts till tonight. I will take a picture of this in the light tomorrow on the sun on my door, so that you can see it a little bit better with all the different colors of fillers and everything too. So, all right, everyone have a good night.